Hello and welcome to episode 4 of Chunkbuild, guys. We have a new theme on our hands. I hope you're alright, by the way. Just so excited to get going here. Yeah, we have a new theme, guys. Castle is the theme. And this is our first build behind me. It is a corner of a wall. We're gonna try something a little bit different this time. These three builds that we're gonna see in this episode, next episode, and the episode after that, they are all parts of the same castle. And if you download the structure block, you can combine them in various ways. So that's the idea. So this is a corner. We have a wall, a tower, and on the other side another wall. I'm gonna actually fly up so you can see a little bit better. And then on the inside we have the courtyard of the castle, and yeah, and obviously walls here as well. And as usual with these builds, they are decorated on the interior as well. Although in this case there isn't much to say, other than that it's a circular staircase leading up to this tower. Now you can't access the tower from the wall, and that is by design, because if the wall gets taken by the enemy, you can still defend from the tower, and vice versa. So you have to go down here to access it. Now the only way here to get up to the wall is by using these ladders. But if you make the wall longer and more elaborate, then you can have other means to get up there as well. You can have a little tower, for instance, on the inside with a stair leading up. So that's the look of the place. I think it looks great, actually, especially if you combine it with the other two builds, and some of the function as well. Let's talk about block palettes. The way that I built these structures is I started out with stone. Okay, so I started with that stuff. Whoops, I'm destroying my build. The reason I did that is because I wanted it to feel sort of worn down and old. I wanted it to feel old. And then the next step was actually to get the. So I made the whole structure in stone. And then the next step was actually to think about where would it be a little bit moist and such like. So I went ahead to place in some mossy brick, where I felt that there could be some damp issues, basically. The third step was to think, well, where would it be a bit cracked? So I went through it and placed in a little bit of cracked stone brick, not too much. So then finally I got around to the actual stone brick, and I tried to make it a little bit patterny. So not a symmetrical pattern, but a pattern where you can see sort of these fields of smooth stone still. But I did replace most of the smooth stone with normal brick. So then I went for the details with the stairs and the fences and such like. And then I looked at it and I thought, well, this looks a little bit tame. Let's see if we can't incorporate some new blocks, because a lot of people have done this style of castle before. Some of the new blocks, and I came up with the dark grey concrete powder to sort of mix in a little bit into the bottom of the castle. You can see that above the supports here there isn't, well, I say that, but pretty much half of it, the bottom half, you can have these things, and the top half not. Now for the supports are made out of cobble as a base, but then I mixed in andesite and gravel somewhere as well, I think. Yeah, gravel. The area around the castle is just basically trodden dirt, basically. So it's a lot of coarse dirt, some grass and path blocks. Whereas the inside of the courtyard is just coarse dirt and a classic stone mix with cobble, andesite, some brick and gravel. So that's that. Now, the next thing we need to talk about is the supports. Sorry, the top of the wall. Supports we talked about already. So the top of the wall this is where you're supposed to be able to stand and shoot. Right, you can shoot down at enemies that are straight below you, and they will have a very hard time shooting back at you. or you can shoot out into the field as the enemy approaches, and you can always take cover behind here. So that's these. In fact, if we give ourselves a bow and an arrow, I think I can demonstrate that it is actually possible to fire through these holes. There we go. One enemy down. So that's that. Now, obviously, if you stand around here and somebody suddenly takes aim for you, you want to be able to run back as to take cover. So you don't want the wall to just stop. So that's what these are here for. But you also need a way to get up, and so that's why there's gaps in between them. But you will notice that the whole wooden platform is actually resting on top of the wall. That's the idea with this indentation here. So this platform is something you can take away or add as you need it, really. Or you can replace it if it gets damaged and things like that. So, finally, the story is the same up here. It's the idea is you can stand here and shoot down. I like doing that. I think that's great. Or you can hide back here, or you can go down into these little places and shoot out. Well, maybe you can. Yeah, there you go. You just have to be a better archer than I am. Now, if the wall gets taken, you can still stand in here and shoot your enemies. So it's all. I've tried as much as possible to think as they would have thought defensively in the Middle Ages, basically, for this structure. Now, one final thing to note is that the wall is actually filled in with gravel. But it has an air shaft in it, and obviously it's you can see underneath here as well, because this is not a permanent structure. So that's a nice touch. That's pretty much what they would have filled a wall with in the ancient days. In fact, they still do, probably. And the tower is interesting to note as well, that it's wider at the base, and then at this level it slants off and becomes less wide. That is because obviously you want it to be very sturdy down here, and the less weight you get from the top, the less of a risk this section is at. So I think that has covered all of the aspects of this first section here of the build, or this first build in the castle theme is what I'm trying to say. So we're gonna leave it here for this time. Please remember to go down into the description and download the structure block if you want to have a closer look at this build. And leave me a comment and a like, and subscribe if you haven't, because this series is going to be fairly frequent, so you get notifications if you are subscribed about new episodes that come out. And yeah, so yeah, I'll see you next time, guys. Next time we're gonna look at a gatehouse. But until then, bye bye!